To my final story, we have something from Kwesi Arthur. So a couple of weeks back, Kwesi Arthur posted on his socials that he would be releasing a project. And of course, the fans were excited. Personally, I was overjoyed when I saw it because it's been a long time since Kwesi Arthur released new music. I think his last project was Son of Jacob, if I'm not mistaken. Shortly after that, last night, I saw Kwesi Arthur trending again. He had gone to post a screenshot of a message on his socials. Now, this is exactly what he posted. If anything happens to me, Glenn Boateng and all team members of Ground Up Chale are responsible and should be held responsible. I am currently being asked to pay $150,000 for using images of myself for this current project. Ground Up claims to own me, my image, my music, and everything attached to it from 2016 to this day. Although I have not worked or had any affiliation to the company since Son of Jacob, I have not made a dime from any of my music within the period I worked with them for years now, and received constant threats and manipulation from Glenn, who is living off my money and hard work. If for whatever reason this project that I am trying to give to my fans independently gets taken down, no, Glenn is responsible. He is working constantly around the clock for me to never put out music again. I've tried to not say anything for a long time, though this has affected my well-being and mental health greatly. But for the safety of myself and my family, I choose to publicly share the truth.
Yeah.
So, this is Kwesi Arthur's story. According to Kwesi Arthur, Glenn is his former manager when he was with Ground Up, the grind days. Kwesi Arthur says Glenn is suing him for he's asking him to pay $150,000 because he used images from that time in his new cover art for the project that he's about to drop. Now, this has brought to bear a question that, this is not the first time we are hearing artists have issues with their labels and their management. Is it that they are not reading the contracts they are signing? Because at that point, they are, for lack of a better word, desperate for help to blow up their music. Into anybody who is trying to help them, the person brings a contract. They don't really read through with a lawyer and then they sign. Because we are hearing people are signing their image rights. Yeah. Because this is crazy. You cannot even use your own pictures.
I mean, it's a question of what contracts are being signed. But I also believe that Kwesi Arthur has developed to the point where if there are legal issues, he would deal with them
the right
through
way.
the appropriate channels. Not just put these statements on social media. Because like I said, I would be interested to know what contract he signed. For which reason he can't use his images from that era, in promoting this new project. Again, he speaks as though Glenn is some god, who's like...
At that time.
No, I'm not talking about that time. I'm talking about now. So if you say Glenn is asking you to pay this, in what capacity is he asking you to pay this? Because like I said, these are legal issues. If Glenn has come to you and says that you've breached this part of the contract, and so you would have to pay me this, I mean, he can't force you to pay him that. It's a legal issue. So you go consult your lawyers, that this is a contract I had, and I've done this, and then now my former label is saying blah, blah, blah. You understand? So you don't speak as if like he's some god who has this hold over you. If you signed a stupid, terrible contract, you did. That's on you. And young artists are being educated all the time, to consult professionals in the things that they do, in the contracts that they sign and all that. It would be unfortunate if you sign a terrible contracts like that, and for which reason you have no gains from that era.
Because from that time until now,
yes, when was the last time, like you're mentioning,
you are not making money from all those songs that we are still streaming.
But you might not make money from it, but you need to move on, because if that contract has ended, and so now you don't owe any obligation to them as in doing new projects, then you need to move on from there. and then start doing new projects that you can start chopping from.
But it's not only Kwesi Arthur. Since Kwesi Arthur dropped this, a lot of the artists who worked with Ground Up at that time, because I think at that time Glenn was really putting artists on. Kwame Na MP, Twitch Forever, I think Kofi Mole as well. And then we've had even some producers who worked with Kwesi Arthur while he was with Ground Up also come up to speak about the treatment that they are getting from. We have a Keso. He says, for the record, I made 0 Ghana CDs from Grind Day and the songs from that period. It was a learning experience that shaped how I approach ownership and agreements today. We also have a tweet from Young Dems. He also worked with Kwesi Arthur around that time. He says, I'll never forget when my mother asked me what I make from those songs that they've been hyping me about, and I was mute. But Glenn, I bet you remember when my dad came to the studio to get your promise that you do us solid. And several other tweets have popped up from a lot of the Ground Up Chale guys who are accusing Glenn of maltreatment. Basically, they are saying
that would be unfortunate, right? It would be unfortunate, but again, like I said, if there are no contracts, signed, for which, like you mentioned, sometimes you sign away like your very soul to the devil.
I mean, recently we had allegations about Black Sheriff and his empire deal and all those things.
You might have signed your very soul to the devil, and that's what you did. Unfortunately, you danced with the devil. You get it. A recent documentary that came up about Didi. It's a similar thing where you have these big people, in gatekeepers in the industry who take advantage of young ones coming through. That's on them. They're devils, It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate if you get caught up in it. It's unfortunate. But I'm saying that if at this point you are in a position to move on, try and move on.
And he's trying to move on. I am money moving on.
Yeah, but why are you bringing stuff from the past? Why are you bringing stuff from the past?
Stuff from the past,
like bringing these images from the past project and all that. Why are you doing that?
It wasn't images from the past project, too. That like his random pictures.
Yeah, but if he doesn't have a right to it, why is he holding you on to it? No, you need to understand. You get my point. Like, this thing, it doesn't belong to me because I signed it away. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, no, but okay, for example, if I'm signed to your label boss and then I'm signed to you, does it mean that every picture?
It doesn't mean
that
so.
I take.
It doesn't mean so. That's the point I'm making. That if they have a legal document to say that every picture you took doesn't belong to you, it doesn't belong to you. You signed it. If they don't, then he doesn't have any hold on you. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
That at this point, he's not young anymore. He knows what belongs to him, what doesn't belong to him, based on the contract that he signed. So you're going to sit down and cry over spilt milk?
I don't. That's the challenge. I get what your point too, but the challenge I'm having is I don't think he's crying over spill because this is not the first time even Kwesi Arthur has come out to talk about.
That's what he's doing.
No, Kojo, I don't think so.
No, what is he going to gain? Is Glenn threatening him physically?
According to what he put out.
Go to the police. Has he gone to the police?
We wouldn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know that. So that's why I'm running a commentary on it. I'm running a commentary based on what I've seen. He didn't state that he's gone to the police. So if he is threatening you physically, go to the police. If he is claiming something that doesn't belong to him, take him to court. Because we're talking about legal issues here. So I don't know what. Yes, well, you go claim it. You understand? Yeah. But then again, if also you know that Chale, this contract I signed here is a terrible contract.
It's a terrible contract.
Then
even with that, you can still go to court.
Yeah, you can go and then fight it.
Yeah.
But beyond that, let it go and start something new. But I don't know. For me, that's a solution.
Then let it go. No, I perfectly get what you are saying, though. But anyway,
no, because we have several acts. I don't know if this is true. For instance, Kaki. The songs that she did were told that she doesn't have any right to even perform
any of them.
Those songs
Even in Nigeria, Kiss Daniel had that issue with his label, and that was why he had to change the spelling of his name.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that if you have that knowledge, be truthful to yourself, be honest to yourself that this is the contract that I signed. Don't If you think you were coerced into signing the contract, or you were not told the truth or whatever, then you can go to court and fight that contract. But if that is not the case, why are you going to dwell on it?
I don't think he's trying to move on independently, so he's not dwelling on it. It's just because these challenges are coming, and that's why he's talking about it.
Is Glenn a god?
No, you need party seminar. Yeah.
So so why can't you move away from him? What is he doing? Is he holding you physically? Is he holding you spiritually, or what? I don't know. Yeah, because there's something that he has. There's something that Glenn has over you.
Over you, okay.
And if you can do something about it, do it. If you can't, move on. Yeah, because if you can't do anything about it, what's the point? When you put this out on so and I'm not saying so not to sympathize with Kwesi Arthur. No, that's not the point I'm making. But Memete has a say. I've made some mistakes in the past.
Yeah,
I'm not going to dwell on it. I have opportunity today to do different.
Maybe my challenge is with the dwell on it.
No, but he's dwelling on it. The second
how is he dwelling on it?
The second tweet that you put up. What was the content there? He says he's learned from it to make better agreements today.
No, the first one.
The first one.
Kojo.
He said it was a learning experience that shaped how I approach ownership and agreement today. Yeah. This is somebody who's moved on. He didn't earn anything from it. He's talking about it, but he's learned from it, and that would inform how he goes about agreement today.
So you think he's not moved on because he's talking about it?
No, you are not getting me.
No, I really want to get.
He wrote a long statement.
Yes.
Right. And I hate. You see, we work with devils, right? Some people are devils.
Yeah.
You don't know that when you're working, and I'm not saying Glenn is a devil. I'm just saying that if those things are true, you understand.
Of course,
yeah. But you didn't know that when you were doing it. Now you know. He has a certain hold on you. That hold can only be valid if it is legal, if it is contractual.
Okay.
If it is, you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
You can contest it. I'm saying, if you're coerced or whatever, you can take it to court and blah, blah, blah.
And all that,
but if you signed it willingly to him, so assuming, because you don't know the contract that he signed, assuming that you signed away your image rights
and all that,
you know, so you can't use that now. You signed it away. So it is not Glenn coming to tell you don't use it. Who wouldn't say you can't use it?
Okay.
So why use it in the first place? Maybe you don't know, but once you use it and it comes to you, say, Master, I did media when you were until me do be court, maybe 150,000. You go back to your contract. You go find a lawyer. So, Ampao, this one, Charlie, it's a terrible contract. You can use it. You might even have to apologize to him and beg him not to take it to court. Beg him not to take the money from you. But if you go into the contract also, you find out that, hey, Master, buy me this, and that's not what it says in the contract.
Signed.
Let's go to court. That's the point. That's practical. That's you actually making a move, you know. But if you know that this thing, I can't use it, don't come and tell me. We'll sign a contract. Don't do that.
Anyway, so that brings us to the end of.
I like Kwesi Arthur, and I would want that he's still doing music.
Yeah.
You know, but I feel that he's just caught in a game. I don't know the details. I don't know what is true and what is not true. You understand? But I'm saying that if indeed there's been some contractual agreement for which reason he can't do those things, then you are caught in fake sympathy from you. That's it. Yeah. Because you are matured now. There are things you can do. Yeah. Let me see you doing them. If the person is threatening your life, let me see you go to the police and make a case.
Maybe he has done that. He's just putting this one out there.
We don't know that, Maame Adwoa. We are only talking about what we know. He should have stated it in the release. It's a long release. He couldn't have stated in that I've already made a complaint to the police. Come on, what are you talking about? Should have stated it in there.